back to Martinsville, where Jeff Gordon, who has dominated, leading 180 laps this far, has a problem with the right front of his DuPont Chevy. He's hit something hard.
Yes, I think something's hit him hard, Mike, because there's nobody around him. Oh, there's your problem. Here's your problem right here. I think a piece of concrete possibly came up and hit Jeff Gordon's car.
So something off into turn 3.
Something happens right along in there. You see the dust fly up and you see the pieces flying. The track's must have a hole in it right there.
Here's a better look.
Boom, right there.
Wow. Now the pits have not yet opened under this caution flag. They've been closed for some time, Dick Berggren.
Well, Jeff Gordon did say that he thought it was a piece of the racetrack that had come up and hit the right front corner of his race car. He is very unhappy, not surprisingly, behind the wheel of the car, feeling that he is having to pay a penalty for the facility on which he is racing this afternoon. Gordon has led the most laps so far today, currently in second spot. He will pit. He will be bringing that car down on pit road so the crew can take a look at it, make whatever repairs are necessary, but most important, to diagnose the seriousness of the problem on the right front. He said he hit so hard it actually jerked the steering wheel out of his hands when it hit.
That had to be quite a chunk. Now we listened in.
Just make sure everything is clear and good. We'll be okay. Just make sure everything's clear and good there, guys.
Go ahead and change the tires also, right?
10-4. We're going to put 4 tires on it.
I want to open the hood up and look inside there, make sure it didn't take out anything underneath there. It jerked the wheel out of my hand.
And you see that black stuff, all that tar and stuff. They had cracks in the track all around it. They went around and put tar in all those cracks. Clay Campbell said they're going to resurface this thing after the race. So looks like he knew what was anticipating.
Darryl, one thing I noticed looking at all these drivers get out of their race car, all of them are soaking wet.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I'd say some of them, this is kind of a welcome break.
Oh, yeah, this halftime break is falling right in the hands of some of them because they were getting pretty burned up.
Dale Jr. looking at the crack in the track. Sounds like a Dr. Seuss book. Dick Berggren?
Somebody ran into me. Ricky ran into me.
Michael Waltrip, Dale Jr. walking away from the hole in the track at turn 3, and Jeff Gordon is making his case to Mike Helton about, hey, we're going to have to stop, but can I have my track position back?
I would say some drivers have bad luck, and some drivers have good luck, but there are some times where drivers just have the worst luck possible when they have the most dominant car. Jeff Gordon at Martinsville is king. Nobody can beat him when Jeff Gordon has a good car, but the only way to beat him is for him to have bad luck. And this is what happened in 2004 at Martinsville. Jeff Gordon, one of the dominant cars, would drive into turn number 3 over halfway into the race. When he drove into turn number 3, a piece of the concrete from the racetrack would come up and hit his car. This would damage Jeff Gordon's right front fender and knock the toe out of the car. Under the red flag, when NASCAR was having to fix the track and repair it, he even spoke with Mike Helton, trying to manage any way he could at getting his laps back or even trying to fix his race car under the red flag. But unfortunately for Gordon, under NASCAR's rulebook, he was not able to finish repairing his race car under the red flag, and he had to repair it under the caution flag when the race resumed after they did repairs to the racetrack. It was an abysmal day for Gordon with such high hopes that went downhill really fast.
Away. He got in the outside wall on the exit. Oh. He's got a right front down.
Stay low, stay up high, stay up high. Can't get you down, can't get you down. I'll get you down in a second. 3, 2, 1, come left now. Come on left, come on left.
Watch right here. He drives in the corner.
Right front down.
Goes in, gets in the gas. Boom, right there. Right front down.
Another right front tire issue. This time it's the 6 of Brad Keselowski. No caution coming out. So they continue to race. Bell up front, Larson running second.
In 2022, Brad Keselowski made the jump over to RFK Racing, co-owning his race team. Brad Keselowski went to one of the top rides at Penske Racing to now owning a team, having to build it from almost from scratch. But Brad Keselowski didn't have that bad of a season. Started off struggling but ran pretty good. It was up until Bristol when he was leading the race and a tire went down. Brad Keselowski looked to be able to have this race won until his right front tire went down, and NASCAR didn't even throw the caution flag. In 2004, it was definitely a strange year for things to happen on the racetrack. During qualifying in the Busch Series race at Chicago, an orange, yes, an orange, an inflatable big orange was rolling around on the track during the middle of qualifying. This is one of the most comedic things I've ever seen in a racetrack. Tropicana definitely got their sponsorship plug-in for the weekend and probably for a lifetime, as this would be one of the most synonymous funny memories ever at a NASCAR race.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this happen before.
Well, now I know what Joliet, Jake, and Elle would have been up to.
Now, Todd did get his first lap in at a 30.68, which puts him 15th quickest.
If I were him, I'd ask for a do-over.
I believe I would too.
Well,
but
hey guys, almost in front of him.
This
I
looks
believe
like
it's going to complete a lap, guys.
hey, it looks like the geniuses in the PR department have thought of a new way to get their product on camera.
Is it going to miss the timing lights?
Yes. We didn't get a time on it though.
This is the biggest crowd response of the day. Is for the rolling Tropicana inflatable.
You know what though, Mike? I think it's going to fail tech.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to fit very many templates.
Nope.
The track truck is coming out to collect it, and it dwarfs the track truck. Watch this. Bet you've never seen that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like you, Mike. I feel like they owe Todd Zegedy a rerun here.
Yeah, that's a different one, and that got taken out over the spectator area. A lot of winds advancing with this front. Can you imagine? You're driving around into turn 3 and the spotter says trouble in turn 4. What is it? I don't know.
Never seen
but
that
it's
before.
big and orange.
Guys,
Okay.
I think this balloon is bound and determined to complete this lap.
Yeah, it has a mind of its own.
And it's going to ride the fence.
I've seen caution flags for a lot of reasons in the last 30 years, but this is a new one. They're trying to clear debris off the racetrack, and the car brakes, won't steer, and he slides up the track and into the back of that surplus helicopter jet engine on a trailer used to dry the racetrack.
Mike, I saw sparks coming out from under the car as if it had a tire down or something. What an incredible turn of events. I've never in my life. Oh my gosh.
And all that spilled jet fuel found something hot to ignite it.
Well, I've seen a lot of things, but I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. That fuel is just running right down. That thing's full of fuel. They keep them full all the time. I just wonder what it's going to do to the racetrack.
Well, here comes the fire crew. You see the red truck bottom of the screen. They've got to get that out because that fire could damage the racing surface.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, you got fuel, it's on fire. It could eat that asphalt right up.
Still to this day, it blows my mind that somebody was able to hit a jet dryer. I understand it was under caution, and I understand the conditions of what happened to Juan Pablo Montoya's car when it broke, but it still blows my mind that this even happened. During the Daytona 500, that was actually running on a Monday night for the very first time, had one of the biggest things to ever happen in NASCAR. Montoya's car running down the backstretch, trying to catch up to the back of the field after pitting because he knew something was wrong with his car, ended up braking, spinning out, and he hit a jet dryer. What would happen after this was a long delay that would force the Daytona 500 to actually finish the next day. Yes, the Daytona 500 finished on a Tuesday, if you didn't know that. Montoya was able to delay this race long enough that even drivers who wrecked earlier in the race were able to get home and watch it on TV. Thankfully, nobody was injured in this horrible accident. The damage on Montoya's car looked horrible, like something massively could have gone even worse. Thankfully, Montoya was able to get out of his race car and walk away safely. And even the safety workers that were in the jet dryer were also safe. So thankfully, NASCAR's safety was at a top notch that night.
And under caution.
See a lot of people with run. You can see Mike Wallace having a big run here, getting a push from Elliott Sadler. That's where it's all going to start, as he tried to make a move.
Boy, and then he gets airborne.
The caution does not come out right away here. It goes just a little bit longer before it does come out.
Yeah, the 18 was in front at that moment.
During the 2016 race at Kentucky, there was a fire, but it wasn't on the racetrack, it was in the parking lot. Yes, you heard that correctly. The parking lot caught on fire when a pickup truck that had a barbecue pit on the back. Man, this sounds really stupid when you say it out loud. But anyway, a pickup truck that was barbecuing caught on fire, and it became the barbecue. This was honestly one of the highlights of the evening, as the race was pretty stale and boring, but it will be forever remembered as the truck that caught on fire in the middle of a NASCAR race. Still to this day, I don't know whatever happened to the people that owned that vehicle, but I bet when they went back from the grandstands to their vehicle, they were really disappointed to see that their car was no longer there.
Beaten back there in the pack. St. Amant coming up on the inside of Benson, trying to make the move for second spot. The leader, Skinner, is gone. The battle is for second, back through about ninth position, and it is a melee. Wow! Spins right in front of him, and everybody missed him. And so the dash to the checkered flag. And they spin and wreck up there again. Wrecked up in 3 and 4. Skinner takes the checkered flag. St. Amant wrecking down the backstretch. There's the darkened light. A 3.5 second gap from the winner Skinner back to the second place truck, Johnny Benson Jr. Corelli may have finished third.
Watch
Let's take
this.
another look.
There we see Corelli on the inside as St. Amant comes down and into this. Look at that. Wow.
The Jersey barrier and then the light pole. He had to move a ton of concrete back there before the.
Matt Kenseth from 6th to 14th place on the pit stops for a rather unique problem.
Yeah, NASCAR gives an extra guy to service the driver here, and you can see right here he's giving Matt a bottle of some kind of fluid, whether it's water or Gatorade.
Look, man, you can't give me a water bottle until I throw the other one out. Do the water bottle in and hit the ignition switch and shut it off. Don't have 2 left hands, they only have 1. When you throw a frickin' 40-ounce bottle of fluid at me, it bounces up and hit the switch, it's not gonna work.
And then just all at once.
What in the world? I just can't imagine what turned that thing straight in the wall. I mean, that was 3/4 of the way through the corner.
Wide open in the throttle right there. Back in the gas.
Now, after it took off, he locked the brake, locked up the left front all the way to the wall.
What's his thing? Just all of a sudden,
there.
all of a sudden, she
can tell it's not really turning something. Yeah. I mean, to me, that's like something the steering broke.
Well, you know, but Jeff, if you watch the car, it got a little wee bit loose. You reckon that when he corrected, he just didn't have time to get it bowed up?
No, he could have still.